This is Andy Toh from Business Insurance. Thank you for joining us today. In this presentation, I'm going to show some highlights from the second part of our findings in the 2020 Business Insurance Diversity Survey. If you missed part 1 of our presentation, you can find it on our website at businessinsurance.com under DNI Institute events. The actual report itself can be found in the September 2020 issue of the magazine. While part 1 focuses on diversity and inclusion issues, specifically on how the pandemic and social unrest exposed the disconnect between racial groups, part 2 looks at career trends, professional experiences, and some salary data between different demographics. And part 2 of this survey report can be found in the December 2020 issue of Business Insurance. The entire 2020 Diversity Survey report will be included with our latest rankings and directory of risk management and insurance schools. Before I start, I would like to thank members of the Business Insurance Diversity and Inclusion Institute, whose continued support makes this important work possible. There is so much more to learn and progress to be made. We hope we can continue to be partners for many more years to come. On behalf of our DNI Institute, we thank you. Let's dive in. To recap, this is the 5th year that Business Insurance, together with our DNI Institute, have done the diversity survey. This year's project is especially interesting for me as a researcher because we received a record 2,200 responses. And more importantly, our survey respondents were very eager to talk, as in, they were motivated to sit through and respond to an entire 60-question survey. And many of them even wrote in extensive comments on our open-ended question. The survey was carried out in July 2020 when the pandemic and protests were still fresh in our minds. The larger number of respondents allow us to examine and compare views from different individual minority groups, which we were not able to do so in previous years. This helps add another level of insights. And because this is a huge survey, we have to break up the reporting into 2 parts. In the survey, we ask, how did you first learn about the insurance or risk management industry? More than half of our survey respondents this year said that they stumbled into it. I confess, I'm one of them. If you have always had the ambition to go into insurance and you put in the effort to research it, work your way into it, and now you are an insurance industry star, you are a rare gem. So rare that there are only 3.7% of you in our survey. Insurance or risk management is not a top of my job when growing up, say like a doctor or a firefighter or nowadays a social media star. Thus, having connections help because 28.1% of our insurance professionals came to learn about the industry through relatives and friends working in it. And if you didn't learn it from them, then 12.8% of you first learned about the industry from school programs and its curriculum. Here, when we drill down, it is actually interesting to see that millennials are almost twice as likely to first find out about the industry through school programs and curricula than their older colleagues. 18.5% of millennials compare with 10.9% Gen Xers and 10.3% baby boomers. What does this mean? Is this going to be a new trend? We shall see. Based on our annual survey of risk management and insurance schools, enrollment at the top 20 RMI programs has been trending up, even though at a slowing rate. But probably due to the pandemic, there is a slight decrease this school year. As the industry becomes more and more complex, will the insurance profession become a career track, like lawyers or engineers, rather than something we stumble into? Maybe. 84% of our survey respondents said that they have at least a bachelor's degree in any discipline, and 13.8% of them have specifically either attended or graduated from a risk management and insurance program. And again, millennials are more likely than their older peers to have gotten a RMI degree. 19.2% of millennials versus 12.1% of Gen Xers and 13.8% baby boomers. For hiring managers, take note, you will be getting more qualified, better trained younger candidates than stumblers. This should be a welcoming trend as we are trying to get younger generations to join the industry. But don't forget, there is still tremendous value to experience as well. And for our new graduates, there is more good news. About 70% of the largest companies are recruiting from university or graduate school programs. It is looking promising. Recruitment from university or graduate school programs actually ranked second overall at 48.8%. Once again, having connections helps because employee referrals is still the #1 recruitment method for companies of all sizes at 57.6%, and word of mouth ranks third at 43.6%. If you are thinking of getting a degree or postgraduate degree in risk management and insurance, our 2020 Rankings and Directory of Risk Management and Insurance Schools lists the top RMI programs in the country by enrollment, and a directory listings of 48 schools offering RMI programs with information like types of degrees offered and size of faculty, to name a few. Okay, by now you will probably be asking, why would anybody want to join the insurance industry or even stay in it once they stumble into it? There are growth opportunities to be had, so said 54.9% of our insurance professionals. 45.3% said that they are attracted to the industry because it is intellectually stimulating, while 44.1% are just in it for the money. Just kidding. But growth opportunity, intellectually stimulating, and money are the top 3 factors that attracted our professionals to the industry. These should be good reasons to build a career on, right? In fact, growth opportunity is top across all our demographic groups. Despite the disconnected views on racism in the industry, a good percentage of minorities still see opportunity for growth. Higher percentages of Black respondents and Hispanics respondents than white rank growth opportunity as their top attraction to the insurance industry. And to add to that, our insurance professionals are a bunch of satisfied people. Almost 79% of survey respondents said that they are either satisfied or extremely satisfied with their jobs. Of course, this is more true for men than women, and also more true for white than the minority groups. But in general, at least 2/3 of every group said that they are either satisfied or extremely satisfied with their jobs. Job satisfaction breeds longevity. Based on our survey respondents of insurance professionals, they have worked in the current roles for an average of 9.4 years and have been in the industry for an average of 21.9 years. Longevity aside, we also want ambition. 18.3% of our professionals said that they are actively looking for a new position. However, if we look at responses from different racial groups, there is a marked difference. 15.5% of white respondents, compared with 25% and more of each minority groups, said that they are actively looking for a new job. Could racism be a part of the reason? This is something that we will have to follow up on in our 2021 survey. It is now our Show Me the Money time. The average salary of our 2020 Business Insurance Diversity Survey respondents, who has been working in the industry for about 22 years, is $146,000. If we break it down and look at the average pay by different generations, the average pay of our millennial insurance colleague is $97,000, Gen X's is $149,000, and our baby boomer bosses is taking in about $172,000 a year. Of course, salaries are commensurate with work experience. The longer you have worked, the more you will be making. This holds true, well, almost, for our survey respondents. Many factors contribute to pay differences, such as years of experience and seniority of positions. But our survey found that women and members of minority groups lag behind men and their white counterparts in terms of base salaries, bonuses, and annual raises. Comparatively, white male respondents tend to have more years of experience, both in terms of their current roles and their time working in the industry. But in case you're wondering, based on our survey respondents, the average salary is $146,000. They receive an average bonus of about $27,000 and gotten an average raise of 4.84% last year. You can also find this chart breaking down average base salaries, bonuses, and raises by different demographic groups in our December issue and the 2020 RMI Schools Directory. Lastly, based on data from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the national employment number for insurers and related activities saw a 2.2% increase in 2019. The employment numbers have been increasing for the last 5 years, and it will be interesting to see how the industry fared this year. As we all know, 2020 has been an unusual and difficult year for everybody. Thus, we hope you will find the information here and in all our reports useful. I'm ready to look forward to a great 2021. Here's to wishing everyone a happy holiday and happy new year. Thank you.